I need you to know that whatever your story is, because some of us, I'm saying us, some of us don't want to talk about our past. Some of us don't want to tell all the things that we've gone through because we're trying to look good. Well, I'm sorry. You don't want me to look good all the time. You want to hear my stuff so you can see if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. Yes, yes. Our goal this week is to help you grow, scale, leverage, and create new possibility. How many of you want that? I need to see your hands. I need to see you playing in the chat because I need to see what you're about, what you're up to. Every day we're going to come together. We're going to give you some nuggets that you want to take action on. Action is the antidote for despair, Paul. We need to get you in action, Yvonne. Biff, we need to get you off that chair and out there making the money, honey. So there is strategy for everything we do. But the first thing I need you to know, Charmaine, I need you to know that wealth is your birthright. So I'll put that in the chat. I need you to know it's your wealth. It's not for some of us. It's for all of us. I grew up poor, right? There was 9 kids, Bobby, Ronnie, Stevie, Terry, Joni, Shelley, Susie, Kelly, Debbie, right? My dad was in the military. There was no money. Don't ask for no money. How many of you, your parents were like that? Don't ask for no money because there's no money. Don't go get a job, right? Which is awesome. Taught me work ethic at a very young age. So I should not be here. Statistically, I should not be here, but I chose something different. So whatever your circumstance is right now, whatever journey you're in right now, whatever you've gone through right now, that is what you needed to learn to get you where you're at. Like Matt dreaming as a little kid on Carey Street, right? Like this is his vision. Anything's possible. If he didn't have that dream, he wouldn't realize and recognize that he's inside of his dream, right? Brisa had a stroke. Nobody wants a stroke, but Brisa, raise your hand so everybody can see you. Brisa had a stroke, and that stroke has now propelled her into a whole new woman and a whole new direction and a whole new life. And sometimes our gifts, sometimes our lessons, sometimes our tragedy becomes the thing that we get to share, inspire, and lead people to that next direction. I need you to know that whatever your story is, because some of us, I'm saying us, some of us don't want to talk about our past. Some of us don't want to tell all the things that we've gone through because we're trying to look good. Well, I'm sorry. You don't want me to look good all the time. You want to hear my stuff so you can see if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. Yes, yes. Brisa inspires me. Matt inspires me. Biff inspires me. Sam inspires me. Megan inspires me, right? So it gives you that thing like, anything's possible. When you have a plan, when you have a strategy, that may not be fun and sexy for you, but I promise you it'll be fun and sexy when you start making the money. That's the fun part. That's the sexy part. Matt is living his dreams. For years, he did this for free. Are you willing? Are you willing to do what it takes to get what you want? See, I see most people say no. Most people are like, it's too hard, right? And I know that. Sometimes when you're I'm a little seasoned. How many of you are seasoned like me? So I'm a little seasoned, so I've been around the block. So I know too much, right? There's some things where you know too much. People are like, you're going to get married again? I'm like, I know too much. I don't know. I'm still a romantic, but you just know too much, right? You're going to have more kids. I remember my kids were growing up, going to have some more. I'm like, no, why? I do, no, right? Because I know too much. And so sometimes knowing too much is your biggest detriment. Knowing too much is the biggest stop block. Knowing too much is your biggest weakness. So this week, I want to remove all that for you so you can see possibility again. I want you to turn your wanters on. Your wanters are, what's that thing I want, but I'm afraid to say? What's that thing you want that you're afraid to say? Put that in the chat. What's that thing you want, but you're afraid to say? Do you want to become a best-selling author? Do you want to become a best-selling author? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to be on stage like Matt? Do you want to be a host? Do you want to transform people's life? What's that thing? And then let's make money because there's money all around you. There's money all around you. Put that in the chat. There's money all around me. You've just had your blinders on. I promise you right now, inside of COVID, there's money all around you. That's why we call this Make It Rain. Thank you, Jamie. Right? Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Brisa. There's money all around you. Our job, my job, Matt's job, Sam's job, Jennifer's job. Mona Lisa's job, Esther's job is to take your blinder off. Because some of you, you take it off and then it comes back on. It gets her walking around like this. And Matt will be this for you. I will be this for you. I want to help you get something different. Because in this time, there are people making millions right now. Now, I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's hard. It's not hard. It is hard. It's hard because you get so caught up in the commentary. How many of you get caught up in the commentary? I can't even turn the TV on. I can't. Because I could get sucked in so fast, right, Jamie? Right, Risa? It's like, whoa, you guys are negative. I can't. I got to stay in this place so that I can give and I can serve Risa, and I can give and I can serve Lorna. I can give and I can serve Danielle. I can give and I can serve Tay. I can give and serve Charmaine. Yes, yes? Yes? Awesome. Matt, do you want to say anything?
I love it. And listen, right now is the time to be, this is the funnest time ever, actually. When you really think about it, this is a time where all of the typical rules that have always been there, that have said you have to do it this way, and this is the only way to do it, and the only way to get your message out is this way, the only way to build your business is this way. All of those rules are completely gone right now. Like this is the time to be creative. This is the time to think, wow, can I try it this way? Look at how television is done nowadays. Like, we're seeing people report the news from their living room, from their kitchens. Dr. Phil started his show at the beginning of COVID with dirty dishes in the kitchen. I couldn't believe it. I loved it. It made me love Dr. Phil even more because there were dirty dishes. He didn't do them all. Like, that's our reality. So right now is the perfect time to be creative, to go through and to say, you know what? Some of the rules that were there before don't really go through it and don't exist anymore. So this is the perfect time. You are in the perfect place with the perfect people possible joining us right here.
I love it. Paul said that he had an accident at work. 270 volts went through his head. Come on, man. That is called getting like some juice.
Yes,
lost 10 years, but still here, still making it happen, still ready. I love that about you, Paul. Thank you for showing up and showing out. And thank you for sharing your story, because that just gave me chills, right? To go, well, what's my deal, right? I listened to like Brisa's story and losing all feeling in her body, but her little tiny pinky. What's our story? What's going to get us off the couch, right? What's going to get us out there? There's 3 types of people right now, and raise your hand if you can relate. This might be you, this might not be you, this might be a cousin. So the first type is the partiers. Woo, woo, party! You start drinking really early because there's nothing else to do. Right? That's the first type of people. The second type of people are like, what happened and when is it getting back to normal? Right? When is there some normalcy? Anybody relate to that? Do you see people like that? No, just me and Matt, just let me. Third type of person is the general, right? That's a person that's like, okay, I got this. How do we shift? How do we change? How do we pivot, right? If I look at what's happening right now, if I look at 80% of small businesses in our country fail in the first 5 years. There's 30 million companies, small businesses, that's like you and I. Not big mega organizations, small businesses. Over 100,000 businesses since March have closed because of the pandemic. 1 in 2 are closing every year. 1 in 2. So 50% of our businesses right now, right? 20% of the businesses that are in business right now aren't even paying themselves a paycheck they would deserve if they went to go work for a job. I don't know about you, but that's unacceptable for me. How many of you that's unacceptable? Right? I'm done like struggling. I want off the struggle bus. Anybody want off the struggle bus? You ready? Your stop is here. Get off the struggle bus. Let's get on the money bus. Let's get on the money train, right? 88% of small businesses are doing less than $100,000 a year. 88%. So the majority, if you look at everyone on this call, the majority of us are living in that. That doesn't make sense. We choose, put this in the chat. Marcia, put this in the chat. We choose our paycheck. I write my own paycheck every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, and I get to create it. 5% of the businesses are doing 100,000 to 250,000. Why do you need to know this? Because you need to know where you stand. Are you in the top 5% in the industry? Are you in the top 2% doing 250,000 to $500,000? Or are you in the top 1%? I want you to be in the top 1%. Put that in the chat. I want to be in the 1% because I need you in the 1%. The 1%, now we can start changing lives. Now we can start making a difference. We're no longer in a survival of food, shelter, clothing, right? If you remember in school when we learned Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you guys remember that? There's this whole model of how do you get your needs met? And if we're always in that struggle, if we're always in the food, shelter, clothing, how am I going to take care of my family? And we've all been there. I've been there. You've been there. We've all been there, right? I want to get to the next level, which is security. You can start to breathe, to go, okay, I'm not managing my day-to-day pay. Now I want to go, okay, what's next for me? Then you try to find a tribe and a community. And can I just tell you the power of this community? Risa, yes, the power of this community. Sam, right? Jen, the power of this community. Zena, right? This community, right? This isn't like some random, like I see you, Paul, I'll see you next year, right? It's like, no, where's Paul, right? Where's Matt? Where's Biff? If they're not there, where's Charmaine? Where's Charmaine? I haven't seen Charmaine, right? Where's Annalisa? Where's she at? We look for you. We miss you when you're not here. Like that's what we need. And I find now we're coming together more. So my goal, Matt's goal, Sam's goal, Megan's goal, Jen's goal is how do I get you into the 1% club? Because the 1% club is a day maker. The 1% club, you can breathe. So our goal through these 5 days, just these 5 days, right, is we want to look at how do you leverage what you're currently doing. The first thing, there's money all around you. There's money all around you. Some of you are afraid of it. I used to be afraid of it. I could make it to car, but I was spending it so fast. I like the shoes, right? I like the things, but I wasn't building my wealth. I was just making money. There's a big difference between building your wealth, making money. I want to build your wealth. The first thing I got to do, Carol, is get you to make some money. And then I want to get you to build your wealth because wealth is our birthright. Yes, I need you to write it down. I need you to write down April. April's been a beast in this. April's one of my coaching clients. Wave April so everybody sees you. And we have pivoted her business, transformed her business. Wow. How many of you are homeschooling? Oh my God, I just love all the parents. Like, I don't know how you do it. And I just want to do this. I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing it. I couldn't do it. Look, I had to go back to work when my kids were little because I just need adult stimulation. So.
Megan is shaking her head at the same time. She's like, oh no.
Megan's going to get the tissues out in a minute and start crying. We all cry with you. April will cry with you. I'm just saying. We want to look at taking your side hustle because 88% of small businesses are doing 100 grand. Dr. Allie's going to come in and talk about making your side hustle your career. So she's a doctor and a physician. And then we started out just baby steps. And now she has a high 6-figure business while she's still being a doctor, right? So a lot of times when we launch a business, we throw away our job, right? Our security to launch the business. That was my ding dong move. I'm like, I made $250,000 a year as a hairdresser. And I went, I'm going to launch this speaking business, not knowing how to do that. Look, I struggled. I had to pay my house payment on my credit card. I had to borrow money from my retirement account. Luckily, I had a retirement account. Well, Becky, let me tell you, let me be honest. That was my husband's retirement account, but I still borrowed from it. Because, yeah, Yvonne, I was spending the money. But just to build my dream, right? Are you willing to be radical? That's the whole conversation we need to be in because some of us, our complacency is stopping us from our greatness. Right? How do you capture your dream clients? Some of you are looking at fans, thinking they're clients. Fans don't pay your bills. Clients pay your bills. Right? And it's a two-headed conversation. So sometimes people go, Susie, you're just about the money. Well, the money allows me to keep serving. The money allows me to keep living the dream. Does that make sense? So I have to. I need you to put your CEO hat on. When you come on these calls, I need your CEO hat. Your technician hat is everything you do in your business, right? So 15% of your financial success is your technician hat. 15%. Now, Matt has to be an amazing engagement specialist. Matt has to be an amazing host. He's got to be an amazing leader. He's got to be so good at his 15%. But Matt will not make any money if we do not work on the 85%. That's our sales, our marketing, our operations, and our finance. I know that's not as fun as sexy.
And let me just tell you, as somebody who is very resistant to the, especially the very resistant, yes. Like, I am realizing though that the more that I step into it and the more that I practice working on that muscle, the more freedom it's giving me. Like, I can actually be more creative. I can go through, I'm not in the stress mode. I'm like, I am now comfortable making the offer and offering at full fees. Like, that was a big
Say
break.
that one again. Say, what was the last part?
Full fees, baby, full fees.
How many people want full fees?
Right, and not having that dialogue of like, oh, well, maybe I need to bring it down for this, or I need to reduce my fee. And you know what? You know, there are some, in order for me to do what I want to do, in order for me to create the vision and to make that vision become a possibility and a reality, I have to be able to go through and stand on the full fees so that I can do more, I can bring in more, and I can get it done sooner, quicker, faster.
We could just drop a mic there and we'll be good.
And if you know me, that was a really big breakthrough for me, because I was very resistant to it. And so if you're in the spot of like, man, I don't know if I can, you know, that's a conversation. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm still having those conversations, but I keep pushing forward because I see the other side now.
Well, it's not as fun, right? I don't know about you. Raise your hand if this is you. If I'm not good at something right away, I don't want to play. Anybody like me? Like sports, right? If I don't like hit the ground and, you know, run in, if I don't like hit it out of the park, I'm like, okay, I'm not good at it. I'm gonna go do something else. And the reality is, we can't get around this conversation. Some of you have been trying to get around this conversation. Like, I'll just work harder. I'll just do more events. I'll just find more clients. But you haven't learned to close. You haven't learned to put a sales plan together. You haven't learned how to ask. Ooh, how many of you that's hard for you? That's so hard for me. Look, I used to have to make up a persona when I was calling. We call that dialing for dollars. I would make up a persona, Stephanie, who would call on Susie's behalf to book her for speaking or have consulting clients conversations with them, because I was too scared. Because if Yvonne, if you said no, then I took it personal. I had to go take a nap. I had to go to bed because I didn't like rejection. I just need you to know that the journey is long, but if you got to, so I need you to go, this part, this thing called business. Well, if I could just get you to focus a little bit over on the sales, the marketing, the operations, I will open the money floodgates. You can't resist it. We've got to do both simultaneously. I want you to live your purpose. This is my purpose. This is my gift. I didn't always know how to monetize my gift. That's why I love when I work with you, because I'm like, let me show Yvonne where the money is. Let me show Jason where the money is. Let me show Butterfly Love Hugs, where the money is, right? Because there is a system to it. And I'm a creative. I need you to hear I'm a creative, because people think I'm like some CPA or accountant. No, I had to learn this because I sucked at it. I sucked at it so bad, Jamie, that I would cry after I met with my CPA because I couldn't figure it out. And then I just felt stupid. Anybody like me? Like, I just felt so inadequate in this conversation. Thank you, Zena. Thank you, Jennifer. To go, okay. Then I started making these spreadsheets so I could understand it. I just need to understand. And then Jamie would go, can I have that spreadsheet? Matt would go, can I have that? Danielle would go, can you give me that? Yes, right? To go, let's make this easier. Let's make it fun. Because once we start making money, then it's fun. Yes? Right? That's why we call this make it rain. Right? And that's why my clients call me the millionaire maker. I didn't give myself that name, but I look at how many times over and over and over again, we springboarded you to the next level. Now, I can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. And you'll hear like different testimonials. You'll hear the instructors talk about it. I'm empowering you. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you the resource, but you have to take the action, because action is the antidote for despair. Write that down. Action is the antidote for despair. So if you don't know me, I don't know if anybody knows me. Like, some of you I've met on webinars. Some of you I've met at virtual trainings. Some of you I've met on podcasts. So thank you for coming. Right? I am the profit coach, and I'm the profit coach because my clients gave me that. I didn't give myself that. I've built 7 multi-million-dollar companies, 7, 2 $10 million companies, And I started them with not knowing. I don't have a business degree. My formal education is my PhD. For those of you that know me, that's my public high school diploma, right? I'm a B student. I wasn't like some A student. I wasn't magna cum laude or whoever you call those people that have those things. I was just an average student. But what I knew is I wanted something different. I wanted my life to be completely different than what I grew up in. I grew up going to Kmart for school clothes, the Goodwill for school clothes, my friend's garage sales for school clothes. Like I'm literally going to Zena's garage sale, buying Zena's clothes, and she'd see me at school the next day. I'm like, I don't like this. Because then the kid, kids are mean. They pick on you because you're the poor kid, the poor dirty kid. I was the poor dirty kid. I didn't even know it. Look, there's 9 brothers and sisters in one bathroom. You had to fight for that bathroom. So, I've written 10 books. This is my 10th book, Power Your Profits. We got this deal from Simon & Schuster, which is huge, right? Only 1% of authors get a major book deal. And I share that because, again, my background is my public high school diploma. If I can do it, you can do it, Marcia. If I can do it, you can do it, Annalisa. If I can do it, you can do it, April. There's nothing stopping you but this. There's nothing stopping you but this. And the tactics. We got to have the tactics. We got to have that strategy. We got to be willing to be vulnerable. We don't like being vulnerable, right? I don't like being vulnerable. Don't want to cry. Don't want to talk about, don't want to share my weakness. Anybody like me? Is it just me? Don't leave me hanging. This means you understand and agree with me. Yes, yes. So listen, my first year, my launch year. So I've run many multi-million-dollar companies. We launched this company that we're currently running right now, this whole brand, Power Your Profit brand, a year ago. I want to show you from nothing. Now I had my experience, right? So we went in 12 months, we grew our list from 0 to 9,251 of qualified clients, not fans, qualified people. I need you to know that when you put the work in, the work shows you. Our social media grew, I had 5,000 friends, to over 150,000 people. Our engagement, where's Megan? Megan and Jennifer, raise your hand. Our engagement went up 1,033%. That means not only do we have the fans, but people are engaging. We've got to have fans and you've got to talk to them. Matt's going to talk a little bit about that today of how do I engage? How do I get people to respond to me? How many of you, like, you post something and it's like, wah, 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 wah. They don't even like it, right? You just get passed up. And then you see something stupid and it gets so much engagement. You're like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm trying to make a difference here.
You go through, you look, you're like, did it really post? Like, I want to make sure.
Something happened, right? I'm texting Megan. Something happened. Nobody's doing anything. No, but look, business is like a big padlock. Remember like in high school or when you go to the gym and you have a combination lock? Do you guys remember that? You guys have those? You seen those? And remember, if you have one little tick off, that sucker doesn't open. That was so frustrating, right? You could do it 3 or 4 times and you're like, I'm doing the right combination, but you are half a tick or 1 tick or way off and it's not going to open. That's business. That's engagement. That's the strategy. You may have all the right things, Becky. You may have all the right things, Charmaine, but your ticks are in the wrong order. You're just dialing the wrong combination. Yes, yes, Jason? Right? And I want you to give yourself grace to go, okay, what is my combination? And don't get mad. Just go, it's a combination. Our first launch, our product launch, we did $250,000. How many of you want a $250,000 launch? Every hand should be up. That is strategy, right? That's the combination. That's the tick. That's the tick. It's not sprinkle fairy dust. It's not because I'm lucky. It's not because I got some hookup. Matt will tell you, Sam will tell you, Megan will tell you, I got no hookup. There's no hookup here. It's hard work, it's commitment, and it's being committed. It's being committed. Our second launch, so our second product launch, we did $215,000. I wasn't mad. Yes, it was a little lower than anticipated because I was a little spoiled with the first one. But how many of you would like that? I'm not mad. I just went, okay, what part of my tick was off, Annalisa? I didn't get mad. I'm just like, what part of the tick wasn't on that I didn't get that same result? The first event we did, live event we did, with 50 people, Jamie, 50 people. You don't need a lot of people. We need the right people, Carol. We did $459,000 with 50 people. Come on, just say boom, boom. Quit trying to get a lot of people and just get the right people. The right people that want what you have are willing to raise their hand and say yes. See, I think we're chasing people, we're chasing things, we're chasing rainbows and go, wait a minute, who is my ideal client? And so clearly that you know what they like. And usually your ideal client is probably a version of you. I'm my ideal client because I felt stupid in business. I felt stupid talking to other business people. I felt like they had all the answers and they were speaking way over my head. I just felt lost. They're talking to me, and literally my eyes would get bigger, like somehow that makes me pay attention more. Like whenever I talk to my financial coach, like he just talks another language. And he's like, why do your eyes get big? I'm like, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to will myself. Like, I can do it, Matt. I can do it. So our first 6 months in business, we did $751,000. Our first full year, we did $1.3 million. Our second year, we'll do $2 million to 1.3. There's a spread. Why is there a spread? Because we have a must and we have a stretch. I need you to have two goals. Like, no kidding. You're not going to go to bed, Marcia, till you hit this goal. You're not going to go to bed, Biff, till you hit this goal. See, some of us, we're doing the double dutch. Okay, I'm going to set this goal. Hopefully I'll make it. If not, I'll go over here. I don't want 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I need you all in. So my must is 2 million. My stretch is 1.3. Now, if I fall somewhere in the middle, do you think I'm going to be mad? No, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to still celebrate. And even if I hit the 2, I'm still going to celebrate, right? So I want you to look at, I'm guessing you're playing too small. I'm thinking you're playing safe. Who am I talking to right now? Because I know I'm talking to someone. Like, you're playing safe. Thank you, Megan. Look at Megan's covering her face. Right? We're playing safe because we want to be in control. I am a control freak. Who are my control freaks with me? I know you all are because you me and you're here. Says something about our personalities, right? It's not a bad thing. We get shit done, yes? I get a lot of stuff done. And then it also can hinder me. It's that double-edged sword. It can serve me and it can hinder me. So this week, we're going to scratch the surface. I'm not going to give you all the strategy to do this, but I'm going to scratch the surface. Each speaker that I bring this week is going to pour into you. We got some good ones, right? So Matt's going to talk today. He's going to talk about how do you get your engagement up, because there's strategy. And he's a master at it. I used to do his job. So when we worked together at this other company, they're like, Susie, you're great with people. You do this job. I hated it. It was like poking a needle in my eye. It wasn't fun for me. Then Matt came on and I said, Matt, here, you do this job. You do this job. Oh my God, game changer. He's going to tell you how our sales went up. Our sales went up thousands of % because there was strategy and he knew what he was doing. Sometimes you just need a coach to tell you what you don't know how to do. Sometimes you just need a coach to show you what you can't see so that you could be the person you knew you could be. We've been living in ourselves for so long, listening to our own commentary. Who am I talking to? Sometimes I listen to my own commentary, right? And sometimes that commentary is broken. That is a broken record. That's that negative voice saying you can't do it. That's all the people, Alejandra, Danielle, that said, why are you doing this? Why don't you just go get a job? Why don't you just go do this? Have you guys had that? They think you're cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. My whole family still thinks I'm cuckoo, right?
My family has no idea what I'm even doing. They're like, yeah, he does something.
Right. Mine just think, okay, she's a weirdo. Like, now they're starting to get it because they see the wealth I've been able to accumulate, and like, maybe you're onto something. Like, finally, right? I'm 50 some, Yvonne. I'm a some. I got some on there now. So Jennifer, raise your hand. Jennifer, where's Jennifer? I saw her. There she is, my rock star marketing. She's going to really talk about our social media strategy, because we need strategy. It doesn't just happen. You can't, what do you say, Matt, post and ghost? Or is that Megan? You can't post and ghost.
Yep, you don't want to post and ghost.
Right? That would be me if I didn't have team, because I'm busy being busy. Anybody like me? Like, Once you understand the strategy, you can breathe, right? And then Dr. Allie, I talked about, she's gonna come in and talk about kickstart your side hustle. Esther Graham, who owns 2 multi-million-dollar companies, 2, not 1, 2 multi-million-dollar companies, to show you what does it take to be a leader? What does it take to be in your purpose? When you're in your purpose, miracles start showing up. Look, I can do a lot of things, right? I'm good at a lot of things, but a lot of things don't bring me joy. And how many of you have done jobs or work that was just torturous? It should be all of us, right? That's why we're all entrepreneurs, right? Like, I want to have freedom. I want to do the fun things, right? So she's going to talk about how do we live in our purpose. And then Mona Lisa is going to come in and she's going to give us 5 things on how we leverage our advertising. Because we've got to get our name out there, especially in this marketplace, right? How am I going to get my name out there? You could either go slow or you can go strategic. I want to go strategic.